Alright, what is up you guys? I'm here with the 2014 TNA Pay-Per-View DVD Collection. Now, they only held 4 actual pay-per-views this year, and then they of course had the one-night-onlys. So let's get right into this. First we have one-night-only tag team tournament, and you can see featuring the stars of Impact Wrestling. You know, pretty generic cover, not really much to say about this one. And then you have your spine. And, you know, kind of not the best packaging, but, you know, we do get a match listing, which is always good. So, 10-team tournament decides who is the greatest tag team in TNA history. So, it is a pretty star-studded lineup here. You know, Team 3D, they had 3 matches here. So, you even have Chavo Guerrero, you know, Austin Aries and Bobby Roode versus Magnus and Samoa Joe. So, some pretty good stuff. And I do like the disc artwork. And then next up we had TNA One Night Only # Old School. So yeah, TNA Old School here. You can see we have Magnus versus Samoa Joe there. I do like it almost has like the UFC DVD cover almost, that sort of format. And you just have some of your other stars featured. You have your spine. And we have, like I said, Magnus and Samoa Joe. We have Mr. Anderson versus Kurt Angle, Bobby Roode versus James Storm, last man standing match, Monsters Ball match, Jeff Hardy and Abyss. You have Tommy Dreamer versus Bully Ray. Some you know, pretty good match card there. Next we have Lockdown 2014. Pretty cool cover here. It's kind of different from what we were seeing already. So this was the first kind of official pay-per-view of the year. Like I said, they only held 4. And then we have some different artwork here in between the chains. I like that. It's a lot like the Hell in a Cell anthology DVD. But we have, let's see, Escape the Cage, Samuel Shaw and Mr. Anderson. We have Manic versus Tiger Uno. James Storm versus Gunner, last man standing. And then we have Samoa Joe versus Magnus, TNA World Title match. And then Lethal Lockdown, Team Dixie, which was Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, the Bromans, versus Team MVP, which was MVP, the Wolves, and Willow. Show you the spine. And then you have your disc artwork, very similar to the cover. Next up we have Sacrifice 2014. This might be one of my favorite TNA pay-per-view covers ever. You have Jeff Hardy as Will-O-the-Wisp. I just love that. The color and just the design, really well made. And then you have your spine. So we had the Wolves versus the Birdmans and DJZ tag team title match. We had EC3 and Rockstar Spud versus Kurt Angle and Willow. James Storm and Gunner, I Quit match. We have Magnus versus Eric Young world title match. So yeah, I really love this artwork, just all around, really well done. And then next up we have Joker's Wild 2 for the $100,000 prize. You have EC3 on the cover here, who for a long time was really kind of the face of TNA. And then you have your spine, and then we have your match listing. Well, sort of. We just have the wrestlers which are featured in the matches. You have Curryman. It's good to see him again. We have Abyss, Eric Young, you know, Bully Ray. And then we have a special Knockouts elimination match. So, you know, really cool artwork as well. I really like a lot of the later artwork. And show you the spine quick. And next up, we have Slammiversary XII, Dallas, Texas, June 15th, 2014. Yo, another great cover. You have Kenny King, Samoa Joe, Lashley, Austin Aries, and of course Eric Young. He was finally your TNA champion at the time. So we had Lashley versus Samoa Joe, who advances to the Steel Cage World title match. We have Magnus versus Willow. EC3 versus Bully Ray in a Texas death match. James Storm versus Mr. Anderson. And then your, of course, steel cage main event, which they don't give away, sort of. So, hopefully my case, yeah, there we go. Sometimes the disc falls out on this one. It's a little loose here. So yeah, this is a 2-disc set. So, disc 1 and disc 2 there. Same artwork for each. And then next up we have Global Impact Japan. Another one-night only event. You have all their passports there. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that artwork. So we have... You have Robbie E there. Alright, so we have Kai versus Magnus for the TNA World title. You have Sanada versus Austin Aries. We have the Great Muta returning to action here. It's a bonus match from Lockdown 2014. We have Gail Kim versus Madison Rayne. Abyss versus Takayama, hardcore match. Bobby Roode versus Funaki. So, you know, some decent stuff on here. And basically, you know, all the artwork's the same for the disc and the cover. And then we have Division Extravaganza 2014. Really cool cover here. You have Sanada versus Austin Aries. So we had Chris Sabin versus Low Key, Kenny King versus Rubix, Sanjay Dutt versus Rockstar Spud, P.D. Williams in action, Bad Influence versus the Wolves in a tag team ladder match. And then we have the Ultimate X match, and then Austin Aries versus Sanada there. So yeah, great artwork all around here. And next up we have One Night Only World Cup 2014. You have EC3 there. We have Rude and Eric Young, and then Kurt Angle. So, you know, a lot of these One Night Only pay-per-views made it to, well, not really pay-per-views, events made it to DVD. And we have another featuring list. Guess I don't want to give spoilers away too much. But join captains Kurt Angle, Bobby Roode, Eric Young, EC3, and the Stars of Impact Wrestling in a series of single and tag matches to determine which two teams will vie for supremacy as TNA Wrestling presents One Night Only World Cup 2014. So, yeah, decent event. And then next up we have Bound for Glory 2014. Absolutely love this cover. It's not the best pay-per-view. Of course, they were in Tokyo, Japan. It's pretty cool. You have Tajiri there. You have Bully Ray. Well, you have Devon too. So, yeah, we have MVP versus Kazuma Sakamoto. Samoa Joe versus Low Key. Versus former World Junior Heavyweight Champion Kaz Hayashi. And then we have Tommy Dreamer and Abyss versus Team 3D. Havoc versus Velvet Sky. So, you know, this, like I said, this was a decent pay-per-view. It's definitely not the best Bound for Glory. Kind of, you know, major different setting there. And then we have Knockouts Knockdown 2014. You know, WWE was not the first one to do an all-women's pay-per-view. As much as they like to say that, they weren't. But, you know, I like the color scheme here. And then we have singles matches to qualify for the Knockouts Gauntlet match at the end of the night. So, you know, it's pretty cool. Relive a night of action you won't soon forget as the 8 aspiring Knockouts take on 8 current TNA Knockouts to determine who is crowned Queen of the Knockouts. So we have Angelina Love, Brittany Brooke, Gail Kim, Madison Rayne, ODB, Taryn Terrell, Velvet Sky versus Deanna, Jessica Havoc, Carly Perez, Marty Bell, Mia Yim, Rebby, Scarlett, and Vita Scott. So there you have your disc artwork. And then finally, we have TNA One Night Only Victory Road. $50,000 up for grabs. So another cool cover. You know, I really do like a lot of these covers here. You even get a green TNA logo. There's your spine. So we have qualifying matches. We have Austin Aries versus Kenny King, Bobby Lashley versus Samoa Joe, Mr. Anderson versus Abyss. We have Crazy Steve in action, EC3 versus Sonata, and then your main event, 12-man gauntlet battle royal for a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. So yeah, like I said, like the artwork a lot. A lot of these covers are great. So that'll about do it for the TNA Pay-Per-View DVD Collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. For now, this has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.